Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of The Red Divide, channel dedicated to the greatest rivalry in English football, United and Liverpool. Welcome back, my cuz. How's it going?
Yeah, Kazi, doing good, man. Can't complain. Good to be back.
Awesome.
How you doing?
Doing great. Back from a very sporty weekend, so I thoroughly enjoyed that.
Yeah. It's a little bit of sad news on top of the good news. Obviously, Sir Bobby Charlton passed away, age of 36. You know, he became a great footballer for United, and his career could have been cut short. He was only with the United team for a short period of time. He was actually one of the 21 survivors from the Munich air disaster. And just to top that off, he scored 2 goals in Belgrade the night before. So, yeah, condolences to him and his family. He was a great player for United, my cuz.
He was. Thank you. Thanks for mentioning that. Especially as a Liverpool fan, appreciate that. So Bobby was the epitome of what Manchester United used to be about. I say that with a lot of irritation, as we are no longer, I believe, that club, and we don't have those high standards. But that was what Sir Bobby was all about. As you mentioned, one of the survivors of the air disaster. He lost a lot of friends, like brothers, on the team. You know what it's like to be part of a team. You guys are so close.
Yeah,
Almost everything together. So that, I'm sure, must have been tough for him to deal with and cope with. And credit to him for showing grit, determination to get through that, to help England only 8 years later to go on and win the World Cup with the amount of players they lost in that air disaster, as well as 10 years after the Munich air disaster, to go on and lead Manchester United to the first ever English team to win the Champions League. So unbelievable. As an ambassador for the team, as a director, always donning the blazer with United crest on, always looking like such a gentleman. Whenever he spoke, just pure class, absolute gentleman. I was actually listening to Gary Neville talking about him, and he mentioned that United were playing a team. I don't remember who he said, and we were winning 6-0, and the other team had the ball, and they were attacking, and Gary went right through this guy, and really went in hard, and that's what he was taught. Continue, always be rough, always be tough. And after the game, so Bobby called him aside and said, "Can I have a word with you?" And he said, at this club, we don't act like that. We don't do that. We're already giving them 6-0. There's no need to embarrass them any further and hurt them,
you want to hear something amazing about that?
That's pure class, that.
It was pure class. Do you know that he only had 2 bookings in his whole career?
Wow.
One in 1966 in the World Cup against Argentina, and once against Chelsea. Hey, how incredible is that?
Yeah, it's incredible. Look, different game back then, and VAR and all that crap will change things for you nowadays, but that's still phenomenal.
Especially in those days, they used to go in for tackles. The referees usually let a lot of the game play,
100%.
Those times are different.
Yeah.
But to have that record, it's incredible.
Without a doubt. I think Vinnie Jones was a little bit later than that, but how rough it was then still, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Vinnie, his character in himself. But yeah, I agree. And back then were almost medicine balls that they used for footballs.
That's right.
To kick those things, and he used to hit rockets. And I don't know if you watched the United game, but Delo hit an absolute cracker in true Sir Bobby Charlton fashion. Smashed it from outside the box, top corner. That was a fitting tribute. But Sir Bobby, once upon a time, Manchester United's greatest goal scorer. Once upon a time, England's greatest goal scorer. Both of them were taken by Wayne Rooney, which just goes to show the absolute quality of Sir Bobby, and maybe how underrated Wayne Rooney is, to get through that as well. But on Sir Bobby, absolute gentleman, absolute role model, top class player. How many players have won the Ballon d'Or, the World Cup, the Champions League? There's not many. Obviously, now you talk about Messi has done similar things, but from an English player standpoint, he stands alone.
He's right up there.
We have that, of course. We have the trophy, the statue, sorry, of the Holy Trinity outside Old Trafford, with Sir Bobby, Dennis Law, and Georgie Best. And yeah, it's rough. I think only Dennis Law is now still alive. Still survived out of those three. That's part of the Holy Trinity. So yeah, it's sad. It's rough. It's, like I said, it's everything that United really used to stand for. And it's terrible.
It was a tough day for his family, for the club, for everyone that was associated with him. His legacy will live on forever. His name is in the history books, and everything he did for Man United will be there for future, for everyone to learn from him as an ambassador. Like you said, he was, everything that he stood for, his morals. So yeah, it's a life circle. It's unfortunate, but yes, it's definitely his legacy will live on. So Marcus, this weekend's result. So. This weekend's result up against Sheffield United away. It's a bit of a roller coaster of a game. I watched that game. I see you guys had more passes in the game, double exactly what Sheffield had. You guys had 14 shots. They had 12. You hit the crossbar on the post a couple of times, and I think you were sweating up until that point where Diogo Dalot put that thing into the top corner. What a goal!
I wouldn't say sweating. We were pushing. Bruno hit the crossbar. Amrabat hit the woodwork as well.
Yeah.
It was unfortunate. It was unlucky. But I just started thinking, one of those days where it doesn't matter what we do, we just it's not gonna get over the line yet. But I had faith. I had hope. At least I knew. We weren't just sitting back. We were attacking. We were going forward, and I was just hoping, you would get that little break and get the winner. And thank God it came through. Of all people, Diogo Dalot lined one up and absolutely smashed it, bent it round the defender. Keeper got a touch, but couldn't get enough on it to keep it out. And thank God it settled in the back of the net.
Yeah, that kind of put the nail in the coffin for Sheffield. They kept on putting their bodies on the line. They blocked a lot of shots.
They defended well.
They did defend well. Their keeper did well as well. Obviously you guys hit the woodwork a couple of times. So for that, at that point in time, in that stage of the game, you guys needed to score, and you guys did. And from there, you just controlled the game until the end. So
but on the same note, we were, like I said, we were pushing and attacking and shooting and non-stop. So they were defending like hell. They were doing great, but we were pushing, and I was like, this is great to see. Keep going, boys. Keep going. And in the end, thank goodness we got to give Sir Bobby a good tribute. Won the game with an absolute cracker, and honour him. Definitely. Of course, I would have preferred 5 or 6 goals, because could have been 5 or 6 with all those, the woodwork and Rashford just missing, Garnacho missing a sitter.
He should have finished that.
A very different story.
Yeah, he should have finished that. I think he had blood rush to his head, and
this young.
He's young. He'll learn. Yeah, well, a good result for you guys in the end. You got the 3 points which you needed, to give you a little bit of confidence going into your next game. So good win for United.
Oh, I agree. I'm pretty happy with that. We needed that, especially that going into this weekend's little fixture, just a little fixture. So it was important to get that win, keep that momentum going, build the confidence, and get ready for busy week with Champions League. And we got one again. I mentioned just the small little game on the weekend against the other side of Manchester.
Yeah, the best side of Manchester.
Don't know so much about that. It's the first time in history that 2 treble winners are going up against each other. How awesome is that?
That is awesome. It'll be a good game, but you need to worry about the game before you get to City. You got to win your next Champions League game before you get there.
Without a doubt, Hoyland, one of his previous clubs, so he knows the club all too well. And we'll see how how we get on there. We have to win. It's a must-win game. It's also our first home game now since we heard the news of Sir Bobby. So have to honour him at home at Old Trafford, the place that he, lit up so many occasions. Have to go and do a good job against Copenhagen and be done. Put them to bed, give them 3 or 4, and then focus on the weekend.
I like your confidence, or shall I say your wishes and your hopes. Currently, United are bottom of the log for your group. You need to win this
Shot
game.
for the reminder.
Yes, it's the harsh reality of Man United football. You know what I'm saying? So you need this result at home. You need to get points on the group. You also need Galatasaray to try and, or probably you need Bayern Munich to beat Galatasaray to give you guys a chance as well. You know what I'm saying? Then you got to win your both legs against Copenhagen. If you have any chance of getting back into this. Otherwise, you know what is going to happen. You're going to come and join us on Thursday Night Football, my cousin.
Yeah, look, I'm not a very negative person, so I don't know what you're talking about, joining you anyway. We'll stay in our separate competitions, better that way.
You got to win games to stay in the competition, don't
United are gonna smash Copenhagen both games. That's what I'm gonna put that out there. And I think Bayern will hurt Galatasaray. I think they'll hurt them both games, and then Bayern are through. They done. They'll have 4 victories then.
And that's setting up an away day in Galatasaray to see who goes through between you guys.
Correct, which will be tough. Go to Turkey and win there is going to be tough. And even if you win there, doesn't mean we go through, because depends what happens with Bayern and us in the last day. Depending what Gala's results are. Exactly. It could still come down to the wire. Could come down to goal difference. Could be a lot of things. So we've really made it difficult for ourselves. All we can do now, still in our own hands, all we can do now is go and win the game. Win every game that in the group. And if you can beat Copenhagen twice, if we can beat the Galatasaray in the return fixture in Turkey, which can be really tough. And then if we can somehow do something against Bayern, maybe they rest some players because they're really through. You know what I mean? And you go from there. Who knows?
Maybe they don't want Man United to progress, so they play their strongest team, and then you guys get kicked out. Who knows?
No, maybe we smash them with their strongest team too.
The ball's round. You never know.
I'm all about being positive, man. We'll smash them.
Talking about smashing, Marcus, is it some time for humble pie for you, hey? What are you saying about the derby?
No. What did I say? What was my original prediction when you and Steve were giving predictions? What was my scoreline?
Yeah, you did say we would win, but prior to that, you were saying,
I gave the exact scoreline again. I gave the exact scoreline again. I said you'd either win 2-1 or 2-0.
So what you're saying, it was just a bit of cuck talk in the beginning, but truly you knew that Liverpool's going to get the result.
No, my beginning prediction was, because you guys were giving me predictions 3-0 and 3-1, and I was like, geez, you guys are really overconfident here. So then I said you'd probably win 2-1 or 2-0, which very fortunate against Everton. They did so well, and with 10 men, you guys were extremely fortunate. So it happens. Even ugly wins, they count. You need a win, doesn't matter how you win. All that'll be remembered is that you won. So congratulations, you beat the other side of Liverpool, but you were very fortunate. And I was just giving you some stick because I would like to see you drop points, but you didn't. So well done.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean. We've been unfortunate in many games getting red cards early
Only one this season you were unfortunate. The Spurs game.
No, McAllister early on as well. He got a red card. Okay, that was 60-odd minutes. That's a bit different. But yeah, they got the red card early on. What is it, like 35 minutes or 38 minutes, something like that. So yeah, they had to try and change their shape, and they became very defensive and very difficult to break down. They were very disciplined, so they made it extremely difficult for us. Even though we had, 74% possession throughout the game, we had 22 shots, 9 off target, 6 on target, and Everton blocked 11. So it just goes to show the graft that the defenders and the midfielders put in, to put their bodies on the line to prevent us from shooting on goal. So that was a tough game, a really hard day for the players. Everton made it difficult. I was still making jokes saying it's almost like the Everton bus is just about to pull in and we're not, going to finish this off. But yeah, the boys showed character. Salah was confident with his penalty. He stuck it away nicely. And yeah, nice little break from a corner. It was a little bit scrappy. Trent got the ball, pushed it through for Darwin.
But scrappy is what Liverpool is, right? Scrappy.
Nah, sometimes you need a little bit of luck and a little bit of a scrapping. And, when you win that second ball and you have Trent, with a vision he had a really tight gap to find that ball to Darwin. And he did really well. You know what I mean? That quick millisecond decision to thread that ball through. He put it in front of Darwin. Darwin ran onto it in his own half towards the left-hand side, drew the two defenders, put it in between the two defenders. Salah tapped it in. So yeah, it was a tough going. It was a hard game to win. But yeah, we got in the end. We got the result that we needed, and it's all positive. Apart from obviously the injuries which we spoke about before. But yeah, positive result. It will be good for the lads. They'll have confidence going into the game in midweek in Europa League. So yeah, overall happy. Yeah, let's looking forward to this game week, and then yeah, obviously weekend's fixtures.
Who are you playing on Thursday night? Channel 5.
Channel 5. We're playing against Toulouse at home.
Oh, the Frenchies.
Yeah, the Frenchies. They're second on our table in the group. So it will probably be, more of a difficult game. We are at home.
Is it me or have you guys had a shit ton of home games lately? Like, I'm sure the last 7 or 8 games you've had 5 at least at home.
Yeah, we've had more home games throughout the season, in all competitions than what we've had away. So I was actually looking at the next 5 fixtures and I was thinking, geez. So in the second leg, it's going to be tough going. But yeah, we're at home again, which is great. And it will be good to get 3 points, you know what I mean, and just like solidify our position and dominance in the group, hopefully. And if we can do that, we can obviously use our squad, rotate the players. I think we'll win. I'm confident. I think we'll win, but I think we'll play a little bit more of an inexperienced side. I'll definitely see Gerald Kwanzaa coming in, John Matip, probably Gomez as well, probably Temiskas on the left. Gravenberg will definitely play. I'm sure Endo will play in the midfield. Maybe, I don't know, between Soboslai or McAllister, who he'll choose. But then Jota got the nod in midweek, so maybe Darwin gets a start. Salah, for sure, he will start. And I'm not sure if it's between Gapko or Diaz who will start. But yeah, it will definitely be a weakened team than what we had against Everton. But you know what? If you have to compete, you need a squad, and you have to have faith in your players. So it is what it is. All squads do it. But yeah, I reckon we'll probably win 2-1, 2-0. If we score 3, I'll be happy. But yeah, that's my prediction. What do you reckon, Marcus?
For you guys?
Yeah.
Playing at home again. So, in other words, what's actually happened here is it's the Arsenal story of last year. You've got this lovely little easy schedule that you've been given off the start. You've capitalized, you made the most of it, but the hard times are coming, and then you're going to get tested. And then we'll see just how good Liverpool are.
Well, you know what? When you have to play the top teams, of course, that's how it goes. And that's when your true character shows. We have to be up for it. Everyone, it's a scrap, it's a fight. If you want the 3 points, you've got to do what you've got to do in the game to win it, tactically, physically. You know what I mean? If you want to compete with the best boys and you want to win trophies, that's what you've got to do. But in saying that, the first 5 games for us was tough. We did play Chelsea, we played Newcastle, we played West Ham. So the first 5 games were a little bit more tricky. But yeah, going back to the home games, we've had more, like I mentioned earlier, and yeah, it's been good. Obviously, the support, what the support is like for European nights, so it'll be electrifying. A little bit intimidating for Toulouse, I hope.
Not electrifying. It's only Anfield, my mate. It's not Old Trafford. Not Old Trafford. Take it easy there. It
if
might be
you
like lighting a little lighter. There's your atmosphere.
well, I'm not just talking shit out of my ass. I'm talking about,
No, it sounds like it.
there's been no. I've watched a couple of videos, where Mourinho discusses Anfield, Pep Guardiola discusses Anfield. A couple of managers have said, it's a really intimidating place. It's really loud, and they purposely make a lot of noise, and it's difficult. He says that it's one of the best clubs, obviously, to experience the atmosphere. You know what I mean? It's not saying it's the best in the world, but one of the best. So yeah, you know what it is, and we're renowned for that. So that always helps the team. It's like the 12th man. You know what I mean? So
I'm glad you said not the best, but one of the best, because the best is Old Trafford. One of the best is Liverpool. But you'll get there. Like I told you before, it's levels, my cuz. One day you'll get there. So one step at a time, it's all good. Anyway.
We'll see how the season finishes, and we'll see if Liverpool got there or Man United got there. That's for sure.
It's just it'll be like last year. You finished below us.
Yeah.
Anyway, so but back to what I was saying. Is serious. Is that you had a couple of tough games, but you're now on this very almost preferential little fixture run of home games, and it looks like everything's falling into place. Steve thinks you're going to win the league. You think you're going to win the league, and it's just because your current schedule is quite easy. So
even without the schedule,
not easy, but easier than you've had or are going to have in the future. So the real test will come probably either you actually play United, you play us on the 16th of December or 12th of December, one of those two, 16th, I think.
16th.
And after we smack you around, you'll realize what real football is. And then come Christmas time, you get back on it, and then it's real football, Marcus. So it's all coming. Don't worry. Keep thinking you're going to win the league. It's all coming.
We'll remember this episode where you say that Man United are going to smash us. You're going to eat humble pie again, Marcus. It's going to bite you in the arse once again.
Where is it? Was it Old Trafford or Anfield? Do you remember?
At Anfield.
Oh, so we've got some unfinished business there at Anfield. So
that's for sure. That's for sure. You have unfinished business. It's been a long time coming. Yoke's been suffering for a long time, so I'm sure.
About suffering.
So you need a little bit of...
you got the fluke, I think lightning struck last year, and that's when all those weird things happened, and it was a crazy result, but it's all good. We'll make it right this year.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see if your mouth is as good as your football. We'll see.
You'll see. You mean but our football's as good as my mouth is what you mean.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, jeez. So you reckon you're going to win, you said 2 or 3?
Yeah, I reckon we'll win 2-0, 2-1. But I said if we score 3, I'll be happy. You know what I'm saying? It'll be a positive result, and hopefully no injuries, because we can't afford that, especially at left back at the moment.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, just got to hope for all positive outcome from the game.
Okay. So who have you got this weekend?
So this weekend we at home again against Forest.
Why am I not surprised?
Yeah,
it's like they want you to get out of this false hope and think, Liverpool are on the run. They're going. No one's going to stop them. And then you're going to come crashing down, Marcus. Crashing down, boy.
Look, the away fixtures will be more difficult. It's there to everyone knows.
But at this rate, you're only going to have away fixtures come Christmas time, because you're playing all your home fixtures now.
Yeah, and Christmas time is, it's a difficult schedule as well. I would prefer to be traveling now, you know what I'm saying? Because there's so many
100%.
games in the period. But the only positive thing from this is obviously we play at home, so we don't have to travel. And then we play at home again. So, it'll be good for the group, being together and preparing for the games. And yeah, I'm happy about it. You know what I mean? Obviously, the away leg is the problem, especially like we've said just now. The December period is hectic. There's a lot of football, which we all happy about. You know what I mean? But it takes its toll on the players. So yes, we are. Like you mentioned, it's been a lot of home games. We're loving it now, but
only home games.
Tough. It's going to be tough in the away leagues. Yes,
I think your away game you played who? Newcastle away, and I think you played Spurs away, right?
Chelsea as well.
Yeah, but Chelsea were, and that's the thing. You said you had some tough games. You did, but you had beginning of the season. Nobody's fit. No one's in their groove really. No one's on form or on a consecutive run. So anything can happen. You can play look at Arsenal beating City. It's early days. That's the only reason they beat them. Come 10, 12 games from now, 3 months into the 3 more months into the season, January, City are flying. You know what I mean? You have to do extremely well to take any points from City. So yeah, we'll see.
Yes, Marcus. And big game for you guys this weekend, eh? Man City.
Oh, you can say that again. Well, like I said, just a small little matter of the Manchester derby.
The best team in Manchester.
Probably, the United are the best team in Manchester.
Sure.
So, yeah, it's probably, for me, it's probably the second biggest game on my calendar. You know what I mean?
For sure.
To me, it's always still United-Liverpool, going back to our childhood growing up, etc.
100%.
But City's the next biggest game, just because they are everything that really. I don't know if I can't believe I'm going to say this.
Say it.
They are everything that
you used to be.
We used to be, yeah, correct. So it's rough. It's terrible.
It's lekker.
Grinds me.
Great.
It doesn't. And you know what the funniest thing is though? It doesn't really irritate me as much as when Liverpool won that one Premier League. I was so livid.
I remember.
I was so irritated. I'd rather have City win the league for the next 10 years straight than Liverpool win even one. Really grinds me. It's the same with Arsenal. Maybe because we used to have a rivalry back in Wenger and Fergie days. And their fans are also so delusional and they think that they're the greatest team to ever play. So that's quite funny, but they don't even have a Champions League to show for it. But anyway, so to me, although City are, they play amazing football, they carry themselves very well, they're very professional, they have an amazing manager. However, they have, I don't know how many charges against them for all kinds of dodgy stuff. That's something United never had. So they can never be United. They never will be United. They'll never have the name. They'll never have the history. They'll never have any of that. But at the moment, they're the best team in the land. You can't argue. They're treble winners. You know what I mean? So it'll be nice. It's going to be great to see two treble winning teams up against each other, although they're a current treble winning team. Our treble winning team's 20 odd years ago.
Yeah.
So it's very different. They're in a much further cycle. Pep's been there 6 or 7 years now. Ten Hag just starting his second season, and it's a little bit rough at the moment, bit of a roller coaster. So again, in a derby, just like in the United-Liverpool game, anything can happen. Hence what happened last year at Anfield. Anything can happen, even the most ridiculous of things, which happened at Anfield. Similar things can happen in this derby, and we'll see how it goes. I think we'll do a proper preview on that game because it deserves one.
Definitely. You know what? City definitely doesn't have your history yet. Are they the current best team? Yes, they are. Are they going to smash you? Yes, they are.
Listen to this guy. You're so hopeful, Marcus. You're so hopeful.
Like you mentioned earlier, they're everything that you used to be, Marcus. So you know what? Man United was a great team back in the day, but you have a lot of history. They're only building their history. And yes, you've mentioned before Plastic Club, they got all the bucks in the world. They can splash the cash. They've got one of probably the best manager in the world currently. They've got everything going for them. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be a tough game. You know what? I predicted in game week 5 that they would beat you. I'm going to stick to it. But yes, we'll definitely do a preview for this because I definitely agree it deserves it. It's a big game. But yeah, I don't see you guys beating City. Definitely
Look,
not.
It'll be an uphill battle, but it'll be a tough task, that's for sure. And we'll see how it goes. A funny fact, speaking of derbies, I would have thought either the North London derby or United Liverpool would have more yellow cards, but apparently the Merseyside derby has had the most amount of cards out of any fixture. It's any derby. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's always been
fiery fixture.
100%. And that's from my upbringing. Watching the game. especially in those days, the tackles used to fly, and the refs let a lot go. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, the history of that fixture, it's brutal. The players put their bodies on the line, and there's a lot of dirty antics that happen as well. But that's the rivalry, and that's what makes it great.
What it's all about.
That's it. Yeah, my cuz. So on to some more positive news, hey? How did you enjoy the BOK game? I saw your setup at the marina with all your buddies and your colleagues from work. Lekker atmosphere, big TV. How did you guys enjoy the game?
Oh, it was fantastic. Yeah, we had a video wall for the viewers. We had a video wall, 4 65-inch TVs all together to make one big screen. We had about 200 South Africans there at one of our marina bars. It was awesome. It was fantastic, and probably 10 or 20 English fans who were singing loud and enjoying themselves and having a good time until the 68th or 9th minute, somewhere there, and they got real quiet after we scored the try.
Yeah,
and then it was one-way show. Got the penalty, went ahead, and then it was time to defend for your lives. So well done to the BOKS.
boys,
was fantastic, amazing,
great result,
amazing comeback. Was really worried for most of that game for some time there, and they came back. They did it, and so proud of them. Keep going, boys, and win that cup final for us.
Bring it home, boys. Bring it home. It was a tough game for the BOKS. England, they stuck to their tactics of going
and in wet conditions. And the English are good at that.
That's what made it difficult for us, because they played the same game, for like 70 minutes. Hard ball, try and run and tap it back and win the ball back, and then keep ball retention. And they did really well.
How good is that Stewart? That Stewart with the ball. Oh, that dude doesn't drop anything, man. Just nothing. Amazing.
Yeah, their hands were really good, especially in those conditions. Like, they're used to it. So for them, it was another day at the office. For us, it was a little bit tough. And, they managed to keep us away from the scrum for a large period of the game. And, that's obviously our strong game. From there, we go through the phases.
Sure.
So, yeah, I was sweating as well right until the end. But, I believed in the boys. And, another win just by 1 point shows a lot of character. Difficult game. England were also very physical. So, yeah, tough game. And I'm glad that, the boys brought it home for the country and brought everybody happiness. Great sporting weekend. But to top it off, one of the funniest jokes I heard of the weekend is the French woman. They love the English guys because they can manage to stay on top for 72 minutes and come second.
I saw that. That was brilliant. That was a great post.
And they were in the top of the English.
There were a couple really good jokes going around, and that was one of the better ones for sure.
Yeah, that was one of the better ones. But yeah, my cousin, now we can look forward to the final against New Zealand. We've got a lot of history with New Zealand. Great rugby nation.
Couldn't have a more fitting final. Number 1 versus number 2. Current world champions versus previous world champions. The team that went back-to-back against us, who can now go back-to-back against them. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Against the team that went back-to-back. That's phenomenal.
It'll be a great final. I'm sure the prep work. There'll be a lot of niggly injuries for the boys, from the England game. They go 1 week to prepare. But you know what? We have strength in depth. Our bench is really solid. I'm sure you noticed when we started making our changes, how the game changed as well because of our strength and depth, you know what I mean, with our squad.
For sure.
So it'll be a great game. It'll be a scrap. It'll be a fight. But hopefully our boys can get it over for the country. Come on, BOKS!
Let's go, BOKS. You can do it. One more. Get it over the line.
One more game.
It's so funny. Like, it's the one sport in our country that absolutely brings everybody together. Everybody goes absolutely crazy for the BOKS, and so good to see. So nice to see amongst all the crap and the bullshit that's going on in South Africa. It's amazing to see how the BOKS pulled it all together. I'm in a different country. You're in a different country now as well, and we're still so passionate about them. We still see so many people get together for big, watch parties, and it's just so amazing, man. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for that, BOKS.
That's it.
Yeah. Awesome.
So that will be great. Hopefully lifting the World Cup. We have to dream big. The boys have one more big performance. They can do it for the nation. we need to believe the BOKS can do it.
That's it.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us for another episode. If you enjoy the content that we produce, please like, share, and comment, and subscribe to the channel. Also, if there's anything that you would like to hear, please comment on the videos so we can be more engaging with our audience. Marcus, great episode as always. Look forward to the next chat.
Definitely enjoyed it as usual. Come on, United. Come on, the Boca, and we'll chat soon.
Definitely, my boy King. Sweet.
Cheers, Kazi. See you later.
Ciao.
Ciao.